Pickacard. What comes to mind when they think of you? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1. Well, I definitely feel like whoever is thinking about you, when they think about you, you are an incredible mystery. You could be cutting edge, you could be an alt girl, alternative, alt guy. Join me for your reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is helpful or encouraging. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am ever so grateful to have you. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for your love, your support, your kind words, your super chats, your orders, and all the things, your donations for sure. So I had a topic in my mind, and as per usual, I threw a wrench in my own party. And I kept thinking this song, Janet Jackson, when I think of you, baby, nothing else seems to matter. So I feel like somebody wants to communicate what they're thinking about you. And so here we go. I have no idea what we're going to call this reading as of yet. But pile number 1, let's make it official, shall we? When they think of you. When they think of you, what comes to mind or what goes through their mind? Let's see. You have the world. They think about an ending that they had with you, how that just opened up a whole different portal for them, a whole different timeline, how life has never looked the same without you. Now, positive or negative, we don't know just yet, right? We're just opening up with this reading. But I definitely feel like with all the pink right here, I feel like there were some definite feelings. And perhaps this served to open up their third eye. I don't know just yet, right? But it appears to me like she's wearing an apron as well. It's almost like rolling up your sleeve and getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm getting also like stop messing around and get down to the bottom of what I really know is to be true about myself, about themselves, whoever this person is. So what do they think of you? When they think of you, yeah, it's like a whole different chapter opened. And I feel like when they think about you, especially now, they have this ability to really cut through the quick, to be able to see all the nonsense, their own, maybe even perhaps yours. Gasp. Clutch your pearls, friend. The number 211 on camera right now might mean something to someone out there. But I feel like they're taking a very pragmatic approach, and they've been able to really dissect your relationship, whatever that means to you, whether it was like a parent-child or a teacher-student or a friend or frenemy or a coworker. It doesn't make it, or love, right? Duh, Crystal. So I definitely feel like they've been able to really sit and intellectualize not only your participation in their life and things like that, but also like how they reacted, how you reacted, maybe even perhaps why things ended, because the world is a powerful, it's a powerful card, right? It is an ending. And with that ending came a new beginning. So let's see, what do they think of you? When they think of you, baby, 8 of air, they get all up in their head. And look at this, and I keep thinking, every time I look at this card, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to look it up, or I get a rubber band to show you guys. Well, some of the older people, I said old people, dating myself here. But yeah, it happens. Oh, look, I have a rubber band right here. Anyways, some of us older folk know, but for the new generations, you know, it went something like this. So we would do things like that, and then you would have somebody stick their hand in there, and you go like that, and they'd be free or whatever. I don't know. And if you did it wrong, it would like lock their arm in the rubber band. It was supposed to be like a party trick back in the day. Don't judge me. Listen, everybody gets old if you're around long enough, okay? Moving on. I definitely feel like this person gets all up in their head about things. And maybe, perhaps, actually, with that analogy of the rubber band and all the different illustrations right here, I feel like it was almost like, thinking back, they got caught up in their head. Like they thought that you were going to trap them, like with this trick, like you had some kind of invisible rubber band or cord to their heart and things like that. And they felt like the imminent entrapment, like, woo, once you do a trick, it's like you're going to trap my arm and I won't be able to escape, kind of a thing. So this feels a little bit more romantic than not. But if it isn't, then hang in there. There might be more messages for you during this part of the reading. Now, with all of this moon being reflected, and it's a similar shape right here, I feel like there are a lot of subtle energies behind. And I feel like maybe even they were out of touch with how they felt. It was almost like snip, snip. I want to disengage, dissociate from my feelings, my emotions. And maybe they are somebody who is like an air sign, let's say, where they have the ability to process things on an intellectual level in order to be able to navigate their life because it makes them feel empowered, right? Now, for others of us, we operate more on an emotional level. And the intellectual part, we have to learn, like myself, School of Hard Knocks, right? So it could be that they just felt like they thought that around you, they would get trapped somehow or entrapped or maybe even kind of held back. I feel like it was a subconscious thing. And they're realizing now that they didn't even know that that was like a thing. But in retrospect and analyzing it, that's what they think about right now. So hang in there with me. So I don't feel like you did anything wrong. I feel like this person could be running from sheer emotion. Okay. Consumed, extinguished out by having open communication. Yeah. And I feel like maybe perhaps what their understanding is right now is with this ending, it could have gone so much better, whether ended or continued or whatever, had how they had open communication. I feel like they're consumed with the thought of, gosh, I wish I would have done it this way, or I wish I would have, communicated better, or I wish I would have asked questions, or it could even be the fact that I feel like they think that they wish I would have handled things on a more intellectual level instead of kind of knee jerk. I feel like they acted a little bit like an animal in the wild. It's like when a bear gets their paw trapped in a bear trap or whatever, right? I don't know. Analogies here. That's what it feels like. Yeah, getting caught in a bear trap. It's almost like they felt like they were going to be entrapped by you. Now, whether by design or by default, or I feel like maybe by their own emotions, that's to be debated upon. Everybody here is got an individual situation going on here. But I feel like they're consumed with even wanting to communicate with you. So let's keep it pushing here, 6 minutes in. Pile number 1, when they think of you, baby, nothing else seems to matter. What? Safeguard steps. Sometimes to protect oneself, the bravest act is to walk away. Wow. Yeah, and they could be saying that when they think about you, they really had this knee-jerk reaction. They thought that the bravest thing would be to walk away, but they wish it would have, again, they're consumed by like maybe how there was no dialogue, no communication. Maybe they ghosted you, things like that. And even though this appears to be like all electrical somehow, it feels to me almost like underwater. Again, underwater, like, that sideways rain when you're like outside and you get plummeted by like this wind and this rain and you're like, I have an umbrella. It does me no good. Okay. And so you wind up getting soaked from like the waist down because the wind is coming sideways. And then you arrive wherever you arrive to and you feel more insulted and indignant than anything else. Anyways, moving on. So maybe perhaps this person feels like they insulted you, or they feel like they left you in a manner that left you like indignant, like what the hell, something like that. With the yellow flower, I feel like they almost want to like send you flowers or send you an apology. Isn't yellow flower, isn't that like a sign of friendship? For some reason that is sticking out to me. Leadership's lure. Let's kind of get in here, friend. Leadership's lure, dominant in spirit, fueled by pride, yet true control lies in the wisdom's embrace. Yeah, and it's almost like they were dominated by pride, I feel. And in retrospect, when they think about you, they're like, wow, I really handled things poorly, or my ego was really engaged. And the reason why, and this is not to excuse anyone, okay? And I hear somebody say, F that, I get it too, I get it. But coming from a psychological standpoint, if you want to kind of look at things and understand it, because sometimes some of us need to process this from a point of psychology, and then you can get your emotions kind of in line or behind or whatever you need to do. But I feel like from a psychological standpoint, they were fueled by pride. But that pride, that ego, basically is insecurity. At least, from my point of view. And the reason why is because that insecurity, that pride is ego begging for outside approval, constant approval. And that's what makes it insatiable. So this person could have been like a chronic cheater. This person could be like somebody who bounces from person to person to person, because let's face it, the beginning is always fun. The middle, you get into routine, and the end is never a lot of fun. Yeah, everything has stages. And so if they're always bouncing around, they're always kind of essentially at a beginning, hitting that reset button. Ooh, you're hot. You're hot too. What do you want to do about it? Yep. Date number 2. Ooh, you're hot. You're hot too. And then they jump ship before anything else happens. Why? Because their ego is getting stroked, because they feel good. They're able to, and they're not necessarily like a bad person. Okay, this is just me. Bear with me. What I'm saying is that they're operating from their wounds. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make the fact that they maybe ghosted you or injured you or didn't communicate properly, doesn't make it any better, okay? But it's, again, to give you a little bit of an understanding, which I feel like you would know anyways, but here we are. Okay, yeah, but I feel like they were not in possession of their full persona. They were ruled by and led by ego, by their wounds, and distracted and waylaid by everything that was just surface, because that's how they were able to best navigate. And when they think about you, they wish they would have handled things differently. When they think about you, they see like this portal, and it's almost like, well, can I make it back? Is there a way? It's like Hansel and Gretel, with the breadcrumbs. Can I make my way back? But the problem is that when you breadcrumb, just like in real life, you were to drop breadcrumbs in order to find your way back home, these birds are going to come eat them, and the wildlife is going to come eat them. And, maybe you might have like a storm, and it will disrupt all the breadcrumbs. You'll never find them again, or they'll swell up and then eventually decay and dissipate. Actually, not the bread today. I digress, Crystal. Keep it in line. Okay. So I feel like perhaps there's a lot of fondness there, believe it or not, okay? And how they think about you, this person thinks about you fondly still, with a lot of pink, with a lot of love, with that heart chakra still kind of engaged. And with the third eye, it's almost like, yeah, I want to say that they reminisce and they ruminate a lot, but then they wind up getting in their own head. It's like, well, how do I... I'm in a different circumstance. They're in a different circumstance, whatever the thing is. They could have put themselves in a whole different prison is what I heard. And maybe, this person went to real Yale. I don't know. Moving on. Fatal blow. Well, that's a shock. Let's see here. Zoom in. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction prevents conflict. Irreversible damage is in sight. Facing the conflict head on could have prevented total destruction. Look, and that's what we're talking about, is like in retrospect, they think now, when they think about you, they wish they would have handled things differently, because even had things ended, it would have ended on like better terms. I feel like they would not be like ruminating or getting all up in their head like this. They wish they could warn their former self, hey, don't act this way, don't behave this way, or navigate it differently. Even if things would have ended the same way, Grisel. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is, why do I always look at the top and not the one next to me? I always look at the top and the upside down, right? And then all of a sudden I'm getting also like wicked. There could be a wicked reference right here. Everything being inverted. Apparently, like when you spell, I think it's like Disney, and you take a mirror and you like flip it, it spells wicked. I don't know, but there's a lot of things to that. We won't get into that can of worms. But yeah, I feel like they're starting to see things from a sober point of view, and that they feel a little bit like helpless, but there is still a lot of love. And I get it, you guys. I feel people already like, I don't want to, and I get it. Okay, so... The false flame distracted me from my true desires. I'm ready to stop chasing chaotic illusions and focus on real growth. I'm all, yeah, with this little megaphone right here. The number 24 could be relevant to you. The number 6, I feel like they would like to have a victory. When they think about you, it's like they kind of want to straighten things out. They feel like they've made remarkable progress, incredible amount of growth, and maybe they have. But, that's going to be up for you to decide. And do they have the bravery to overcome, like, even daring to cross that portal again and say, I made a mistake, or even an apology. Maybe I feel like the best way they could handle it is not expecting anything, coming forward and saying, you know what, I owe you this. I ghosted you. I owe you an apology. And this is what happened. And I'm really sorry. And leave it at that, and leave it open to, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to forgive me. You don't have to, because anybody that comes towards you with an apology, with an agenda, like, are we good now? Are we okay? Okay, do you remember that you're my best friend? Do you remember that we're connected? Do you remember that, we have a thing going on? That's a lot of BS. And I feel like that. So anybody that comes to you with like a real apology is not going to have an agenda. They're going to drop everything. They're going to be really open-handed, not open-handed smack. It's open-handed. Let me give you this. Why? Because it's integrity. It is the right thing to do. And it's been on my conscience. Not why as in, oh, take this. And the minute you take that, they're like smack. The same thing. Entrapment. It's like, I feel like they could be very dualistic. In thought and mind. They can put you into this bear trap, into this like, this game of I can ensnare you as well with an apology. So you want to be aware of that too. Anyways, that's what I have. This is for someone. I feel like we need to get like the who. But my cards, I like put them all away and effort. Here we go. Here we go. Griselle cannot leave well enough alone. No. Okay, let's just get a little bit of information on this person so you know exactly who this is, because we're only 15 minutes into it, and why stop now? Pile number 1. When I think of you, this person, who is this person thinking about you? An official person with the number 22. They could all belong in the military. They could be official. They could have official title. They could have an official business. They could be somebody of high ranking, or at least they think so. Just kidding. Ego, get it? Look, another portal. Yeah, maybe this was like a rehab scallywag. I don't know. It could be. And somebody who has gone through like life's tests, right? And managed to cross over a portal to say, you know what, that was really crappy behavior of me. Listen, I feel like this isn't a story of redemption necessarily, but it is a story of we all have a chance to redeem ourselves one way or another. And actually, what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the forest, my other form of divination, right? And I'm looking at this like snake. It's not a real snake, but it's like a tree branch that when I soften my gaze looks like a snake, and it's just hanging in between the branches, like kind of limp. And it's almost like the lifeless snake. It's almost like they went through a massive change, and maybe perhaps it took a death in order for them to wake up to see that they can't be treating people so lightly and playing with people's emotions. But I feel like it's official. It's almost like they would say to you, it's official. I'm different. I have really changed. Well, proof is in the pudding. Mature man. So this person with the number 5, 4 or 5, like 2 5s, maybe they've changed like 2 major things in their lives, and they feel like they have changed. And maybe perhaps that's why there is remorse and regret when they think about you. Oh my gosh. And a gift. Yeah. So what they would say about you is they would like to bring you a gift. I feel an offering, whether it's a peace offering, whether it would be flowers, whether it be simply like a friendship thing, high honor. And it has high integrity attached to it. Another number 5 right here. So yeah, I don't know, but, it could feel a little bit like bulldozery. Is that a word? No. But it could feel a little bit like almost like you're in a relationship, you're in a different place in life, and you're like too little, too late. But had this happened 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, I don't know, right? That would have been like perfect timing. So a little bit of like remorse, regret. I don't feel like you're going to be super open. I could be really wrong about that. But hopefully this will give you a little bit more of an idea. Again, military, this could be police department, corrections officer, anything like that, or somebody who like serves official, like a process server or legal aid or legal counsel, any of those attorneys, any of those things. So it could be simply somebody who like, put themselves through the paces, or life actually put themselves through the phases, and they finally woke up. So that's what I have for real this time. Much, much love. If you can please like this video, hype this video if it resonated with you. I would really appreciate that. Again, all the love. Until next time, namaste.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Grisel at Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, what do they think about when they think of you? Well, first of all, poise. I think they feel you photograph very, very well. And you have a lot of contrasting things about you that they are intrigued by. So if this sounds like you, or if this sounds intriguing, join me for your reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is helpful, or at the very least, something entertaining. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I'm ever so grateful to have you. Thank you so very much. So pile number 2, totally a different reading than I thought I was going to do. At the very last second, I changed it. Typical me. Let's make life a little bit more challenging, shall we? So, yeah. So we're reading about what do they think about when they think about you, okay? Whoever they are. So let's just dive right in. Pile number 2, what do they think about strength? Well, there's definitely a lot of lust. There's a lust factor. I feel like they regard you as being incredibly handsome, very strong, maybe even chiseled, very beautiful, very svelte, but very not to be messed with, okay? She has her hand behind her back, and it's a little bit like, it could be performative. When they think about you, they can think maybe you present very well, right? Also, that you are divinely protected, that you have a lot of protection, right? I always call that a nimbus. I should really learn the real word. I always forget it, though. Limited capacity up there in the good old noggin. Pile number 2, I definitely feel like they're starting to, because it's like dark. I guess I never really totally noticed this, that the clouds are really dark. And right now, it's extremely, like, there's not a lot of visibility where I'm at today. Oh, I didn't realize I was wearing my fake believe ring. Anyways, yeah, so it could be that the dark cloud is dissipating. Like they didn't really understand what to think about you, or they didn't really understand who you were at the core, or they didn't see how strong you were. And all of those things are being clarified. Now, on a side note right here, this barbell right here reminds me of a chew toy. I recently, as many of you guys know, did lose my familiar, my beloved Coco Chanel. And he passed away in August. And yes, I just recently collected all of his toys. I had them in one area, but now they're like semi-packed, and it's just stages. That's all I can do for now. But I feel like maybe it's a little bit like you use your strength as a chew toy. Maybe you have like great mental agility as well as like physical strength and prowess, okay? But I'm getting that like you use your strength almost like part of your strength is being able to chew on things, to kind of mull it over. Your intellect is coming through very strong for sure. And also your intuition. So I feel like that was a little bit obscured, or they really didn't believe that about you. I don't know. Something about it. Could be that you could have a lot of like different ideologies like myself, and they were like, oh, that's poo-poo, haha. You know, that's so like witchy and weird. And they could have thought that maybe like you're a witch, and I don't know your life, like maybe you're a witch or a warlock or whatever, but I feel like things are clearing up, and it's leaving space for like growth, for like heart growth, because the green and pink for me is always like heart, but also illumination. And that's like the direction of where they want to head, or they see you pursuing your passions, right? And also that you're incredibly, once again, protected. These give me like Sphinx vibes for sure. Moving on. What do they think about you? Pile number 2. They're all, hey, what's up? Remember me? I don't know. Okay. So look, okay, an offer of the flower. I feel like this is almost like an offer of like peace, but more than peace, it's almost like it's kind of a peach color, not quite pink, right? The flower's pink, but peach. What would the color peach symbolize? Maybe, I don't know, but standing on red hot, and then he's all suited up, And it's like, I got places to go. Okay, well, the Three of Wands, the Three of Fire, this is about like waiting for the ships to come in, but also not wanting to reveal and tip their cards. And it's like they're in the stratosphere in the middle of nowhere. They're standing on a hot tin roof, maybe. It's almost like they're on grounds that they can't really kind of communicate, or they feel like they can't. They're standing on a red planet. If you guys have ideas on what this might be, go ahead and put them in the comments section. If you would like, you can share those. If not, that's fine. But I feel like, yeah, they're like busy navigating. They're like exploring. And I feel like they've kind of circled back and exploring you, at least in their minds. When your name comes up, what do they think about you? What do they think about you in general? Wow. They got to hang up about you. Are they hung up on you? Are they feeling like you're the one that performs? You're performative. Maybe they see you on stage. Maybe you're an actor, actress. I don't know. All the things. Maybe perhaps you are very... Yeah, you walk a fine line, and it could be that they see you walking like between this world and the other, right? You could have a connection to the ethers. And that's becoming more of a reality to them, but they don't want to out themselves for whatever reason. They don't want to like expose themselves totally. They want to observe, not absorb that part of your life, maybe. Interesting. And then we're looking at all of these alligators, and it appears like they're smiling. It's almost like they're applauding you in some way. And I feel like when they think about you, they could see some way, somehow. And maybe you guys are actually like YouTubers. Maybe you're tarot readers. I know I have a couple of you on here. Shout out to you. What's up? Excited that you're here. But maybe they also see that there are people that act like they're applauding you or smiling in your face, but they have really big teeth. And they could think that, you know, I hope that pile number 2 knows that they could potentially be in danger of falling into this water if they even lose their balance, that kind of a thing. But it's like you have the flowers, you have like these things that are blooming, and you manage to kind of juggle them. Something about juggling or balancing. Yeah, it's a great balancing act that you're doing, but that they see that some way, somehow, people are hypnotized by you, but also not unwilling to devour you should you fall. Right? So I feel like you could be totally on your own, or like around a lot of people, a lot of things, a lot of people that are maybe even hung up on you when they think about you. That it's like you could be around friends and foes alike. This gives me around like lion taming, like literally the sense of, right? Where they go in and they have to have a certain amount of control, or at least there's illusionary control. Yeah, something about like maybe you're taming the views or taming the masses, or bringing things about in order to really help them to really be able to see things differently. And that is like your strength. Again, you can communicate about the ethers, the other world, and things like that, and things that hang in a very fine balance. And also, you could be like preaching or teaching or talking to a population that is like quick to be receptive, to smile in your face, but also quick to bite and eat you up as well. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Yeah, and almost like, yeah, they're kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me. What would they be afraid of, I wonder? Well, let's see. Pile number 2. What else do we have here? Entangled. Let's get closer. Establish and communicate your own boundaries. Yeah. Maybe they are seeing that part of your strength is that you have communicated your boundaries, and that you're like, okay, this is a boundary. As easily as you can navigate like the other world and this world, the 3D is something that you do it like swiftly and appearingly effortlessly. But I don't think that that's a fact. I feel like you put a lot of effort, right, into doing this thing, whatever it is that they're observing or perceiving you as doing. And I feel like they might be a little bit confused about like your boundaries. It's like, well, where do you draw the boundaries between like the other world and this world? Or like if you're a medium, for instance, how do you draw the line? Things like that. They want to, again, observe, but they don't want to be a part like of it. Like they don't want to be like, they don't want to appear like a super fan, but they are. Okay. Interesting. Pile number 2. What do they think about you? Looming agenda. You have a different ideas. I'm not talking like languages, like language is so foreign to me. Like English is not my second language. First, second, who's counting? You have a different ideas about love and intimacy. Okay. Yeah, and they could be, it's like a looming agenda. And so it could be like when they think about you, they think that you're about to start some mess, that you're about to start some chaos, that the way that you perceive love and the way that you establish boundaries causes a chaotic response within them. So I feel like they feel like they're walking on a hot tin roof. They feel like they're standing on a hot surface. They feel like they're under maybe scrutiny, and they feel like they have to, like, from head to toe, really protect themselves. Also, I feel like you could be like a reader, like what I'm doing, or energetically read or some, and I feel like they go through great lengths of camouflage or try to hide from you because they don't want to be like seen. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me, but moving on. So when they think about you, what do they think? When they think of you, baby. Crossing over. All up in your business. What is going on here? Bridge a gap between your hearts with trust, plural. I don't even know. He's like, that does not give me any warm, welcoming, fuzzy, wuzzy vibes. Not at all. I mean, this guy is almost like interpersonal space, and she is definitely protective. So it could be when they think about you is that they view you as being really self-protective. In order to like bridge a gap between your hearts with trust, that you're protective, that you're really careful about who you trust and whom you trust. Well, no wonder they're coming up all suited and booted, but not in a good way. They're like, well, you can't see me, and even my helmet is a reflection. They could have mimicked like whatever you put out there, or they could try to mimic like what you're about, things like that. But it's almost like a facade. They can't be their authentic self. They feel like they can't be their authentic self with you. And that's really what's kind of holding them back, whether friendship, whether, I don't know, any kind of a ship. Okay. I'm just going to say that it's not good. I feel like they're about like hiding. Maybe they feel like they might get hurt or something. I don't like it. Soulful synergy. Vulnerability weaves hearts in a dance of harmony, unity, and flow. And I feel like, yeah, this is you. I feel like you're about like, you know, that you need to be, in order to foster like any real relationship, you need to be vulnerable with each other, creating friendships, creating new friendships, establishing and growing friendships. And everything has a cycle, right? So things are going to be good until they're not. And it's like, what happens during the not times, the not good times? You have to be able to be vulnerable and discuss, well, you know, that really hurt my feelings. And, you know, I really struggle with that. I struggle with saying that hurt my feelings. Well, I get it. So maybe there's a little bit of mirroring going on right here, but I feel like you're way more open, your chest to the world, but you don't reveal all of your gifts, if you will. And, you know, you kind of... You wait until the right moment to reveal, and as you should, right? But what do they think about you when they think about you? Pile number 2, if you are liking these kind of readings, please do take a moment to like, share, comment, subscribe, like my video, and hype my video. Yay! That would be so cool if you did. Moving on. The number 12. Well, which, you know, it reduces to 3 again. So, our relationship, much like a machine, has developed cracks that need attention. Ignoring these issues won't make them disappear. Instead, it pushes us further apart. We've been stuck in a cycle of avoidance, resisting the necessary changes. Yeah. And so maybe something happened. I heard tune-up. Maybe somebody got a tune-up. Maybe they have to go in there and kind of clarify things. They have to like bridge a gap and open their hearts, but they're not like willing. They're definitely absorbing. Wow. They're observing and they're absorbing things, but they're not wanting to reveal where they're from. I feel like they have a really good concept about like who you are, who you stand for, what you stand for. They have a good concept of your boundaries and things like that. I don't know. They're still hiding. It's bothering me. New beginnings. Oh, wow. What? So pressing life's reset button, setting a new intentions, gaining fresh perspectives and seeing the world anew, embracing new beginnings and letting go of the past. Yeah, they want to push that button, baby. 49, with the number 49, that can mean something for you. You could be a life path 4, life path 9, or they could be, yeah. I just feel like I want to know why they hide. Honestly, I want to know why they're hiding. That's going to bother me. Show me what I need to see. Why are they all suited and hiding in camouflage and reflecting? What is going on here with this person when they think about you? Why are they hiding their true self? What's going on, please? And show me now. My cards are like, I'll show you. With a jumper youth. Okay. Well, they want to take a step towards you, I feel, in whatever capacity this is. Friendship, love, whatever. But something about them is taking that first step makes them feel vulnerable. I mean, she's got boots, but her little attire is not really dressed for this terrain. And it's like, it's almost like they don't know what to wear, what suit to wear, what. Like, we all dress up for different things. We dress differently for work. We dress differently for bed. Something about the suit of armor, like she's dressed for performance, right? And she is also. She's dressed to be seen. Something, you know what? And the weird part is, before I started your reading, believe it or not, I ironed. I ironed my shirt for you. Now, I am not good with ironing cuffs, and it drives me kind of crazy. And I'm going to look at whatever product out there to fix it. Because now I'm like hyper, I have these like tendencies to get hyper fixated on one thing that makes no sense. That's my thing. Ironing lately, ironing is a thing for me. I've never mastered it. My ex-husband irons way better than I ever could hope for. Thank you, military. But something about ironing things out, the way that you present. They want to present well. And that's the message I was getting while I was trying to like get organized for your reading. So yeah, I feel like they kind of want to iron things out and make sure they present well. So in the meantime, they want to put that invisibility shield. Yeah, the moon, they want to hide, they want to cloak. And I feel like what they're trying to hide right now is with the moon card right here, they're trying to hide their feelings, right? And with this moon right here, look, it's like, which is a wolf, which is a dog? We don't know. Are they both dogs? Are they both wolves? Your guess is as good as mine. With the number 18, there could be a lot of, and Cancerian, is that how you say it? Placements or energies at work right here. This moon always makes me laugh because, I mean, look at the position. Okay, I'm not going to say any more than that, but I mean, do we necessarily have to be sitting like that? I don't know. And it appears, I mean, there's like no chonies going on here, right? I mean, what's going on? But she be smiling. I mean, I don't know. Use your imagination. But with the moon right here, it's like they want to cover their intentions, their heart. It could be very illusionary. Now, on the other side, it could be very deceptive as well. What is behind the curtain? But behind the curtain is that the moon fully well knows that, I would say it could see up her skirt, but she ain't wearing nothing. So here we go with that. I don't know. I'm just going to leave that right there. I can't. Hello and goodbye. It could be that they're here for, maybe they were here for a good time, not a long time. And I'm a surprise. I'm surprised. Like the 8 of Earth is coming out, and it's like they want to put work into this. What? Maybe that's what they're hiding. When they think about you, they're hiding that they actually, maybe they were in and out, and 2 cards of like, I want to take a chance. I want to make a change. But it could have been like, maybe you had like a hookup or something like that. One last card, because we cannot leave well enough alone. One last card. Oh, the Ace of Water. They be feeling kind of emotional in a certain way. Ace of Cups is like, I really get you. It's like we're on the same page, or wow. It's that really heart-to-heart connection on when you love something and you discover, I love Pokemon. Pile number 2, I'm really sorry. My camera cut off, and it's almost like don't reveal my secrets. But Yeah, it could have been like a hookup or something. And then now it's like they're seeing everything's come full circle. And it's like, wow, I'd like to kind of, do more. And let's see. And they're feeling a certain kind of a way with you. But what shocked me was this Eight of Earth that popped out. I'm like, they actually want to put work into this? What? Because I think that when you think about them, it's almost like they're so guarded. You don't know how they really feel. They're putting on, it's like they're more performative than you. You're performative, and the fact that like you show your true self, you're authentic, you're real. You're kind of like, you know what? My life hangs in a balance. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm walking that fine line between heaven and earth. I'm walking that fine line between 3D and the 5D, or, I'm communicating with spirits, and, I'm trying to get messages to you, and I've had a lot of changes, and I'm helping other people change, but these very same people can devour me at any moment. And they're looking at things like, well, in the meantime, well, I want to bob and weave, and I want to hide, and where are the boundaries? And I want to know, I want that paint by numbers so that I know exactly how to come along so I don't screw this up. It could be that energy as well. With the Ace of Cups reverse, it's like that is water spilled. That is emotion spilled. That is even like maybe even plans canceled. And I feel like they don't want you to know this. Yeah, let me take a risk with you. And they're wanting to put elbow grease. This, like the chakra of the entire reading is the Eight of Earth. It's like they want to put elbow grease into it. They want to put effort, but they're going to do their due diligence. I feel like this person is no fool. Whoever's thinking about you is definitely no fool. And we're like super fragmented in this reading, but let's get a little bit more about who this is. Show me what I need to see for pile number 2. Imprisonment. This person could have been blocked off. They could have been in prison. They could be in prison. They could be in spiritual jail for something they did. They could have worries and anxieties, but there is a key to the lock somewhere, and they're trying to figure that out. They're trying to figure out how to get to adjudication. Yeah, I feel like this person came under judgment. Something in their behavior, something in their courtship or lack of courtship of you came under judgment and was found lacking, and you decided, bye. Yeah, but it left them with all these thoughts. They can't help but think. They be thinking hard on you, friend. That's all I got for you. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, friends. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3, what do they think about when they think of you? Well, I definitely feel like maybe posh, bougie, perhaps. Maybe even somebody who wears a lot of name brand. That could or could not be true. Keep in mind, it's their perspective. Yeah, and intriguing. So, and she almost has her knuckles out. So that falls in. If this sounds interesting, join me for a reading. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is encouraging or helpful. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I'm ever so grateful. Thank you so much for your love, your support, your words, your super chats, your donations, and all the things. So pile number 3, as per usual, you guys gave me a hard time. I was trying to get ready and get all this organized, first of all, and everything turned out different than the other 2 piles. And then I felt somebody getting like irrationally like irritated with me with the cards, like they were not in a pattern. And then I had to fix that, and then it wasn't feeling right, and then all the things. So here we go. Let's see what's going on with you. Pile number 3. What do they think about when they think about you? Okay. So this card kept going up and down on the table. Oh, self-discipline. Self-discipline, stuck in a bad routine that hampers your productivity. Feeling empowered by choosing sobriety over alcohol. Focus on long-term discipline rather than short-term comfort. Okay. And this could be you. When they think about you, they think about like all the things that you have mastered and conquered, but how it's always like a struggle, and not, I won't say always and never are like inflammatory words in therapy, right? So maybe perhaps you've gone through a lot of therapy yourself, or they've gone through a lot of therapy, but when they think about you, they think about how you have battled and struggled with like maybe even, disciplining with alcohol. And listen, no shade on that. I've had my bouts, okay? I've had my struggles. And so, they could see you as somebody not, I don't feel like stuck in a cycle. I feel like they see you kind of conquering the battles one at a time. And I feel like it's gone at a snail's pace, but conquer you have. Okay. So I don't know why that's coming about. It could be that they themselves are stuck in a cycle of alcohol or a lack of sobriety or something like that. And that's why this is coming out. So let's see, what else do they think about when they think about you? New beginning. This came out in pile number 2. So pressing life's reset button, setting new intentions, gaining fresh perspective, and seeing the world through a different view, essentially. So the number 49 could be important. There you go. But also I'm getting button, like they would like to press your hot buttons. Take that however you will. I'm going to leave that alone. It almost seems to me like this person would like to elicit a little bit of emotion, a little bit of anger, just to see like what you got in you. It's almost like you've conquered and self-disciplined a lot of things to the point where it's like they want to get it sudsy, they want to get it messy, maybe they want to get you a little bit liquored up, or, because what do they say? Like a drunk man tells no lies, something to that effect. But they want to see like what kind of a fight you have in you. Yeah. I don't know why, but here we go. So there's so many barriers stopping us from being together. I'm trying my best to become a better person so I can knock down the walls for you and eventually knock down the walls for you and eventually with you. Knock down the walls with you. Okay, whatever. So they're just saying life is so tough. There's so many barriers. Sorry, I'm making fun of them a lot of it. But I mean, essentially they're saying that, things are really tough and I'm really trying here. When they think about you, they think about the effort that they are evidently making in order to, break down the walls that are impeding your relationship, situationship, friendship. I don't know what this is just yet, what kind of a ship we're talking about at all, in fact. But I definitely feel like this person, when they think about you, they think about all the things that they themselves need to overcome. And it's almost like they want to bring about a fight. It's almost kind of like, when you want to poke at people in order to see if you can elicit a reaction. It's like, oh, you do care. Oh, you do. Oh, I still got it. Or like any reaction is better than no reaction, because no reaction means it's a clear indication that you don't care, right? But if you get angry, even if it's negative, right? They feel like, well, they still got something with you, that kind of a thing. It's kind of warped thinking. I feel like it's not very healthy at all, just to be honest. Pile number 3, when they think of you, they think that you're incredibly strong, right? The triangle to me always represents the strongest structure possible. But I also am getting like the pyramids and a connection to the divine. I'm also getting things like it is said that they're hiding a lot of things, like in Sedona, for example. So they have actually like red tape. They blocked off sections of it that you cannot go to or you cannot even view and see. And there's speculation or rumor that there are reasons why you're not able to see it. And no, it's not for your own safety. Get over it. It's so annoying. Okay. I'm like, who decided? Where's my flower here? Who decides what is safe for me? I don't know. That's a whole different topic. I love the people that hide behind, well, it's for your own good. Well, it's for your own safety. Well, it's for your own benefit that you don't know these things. Well, and it's like, is it really though? Is it? Yeah. Anyways, moving on. The life giver. Okay. So when they think of you, and this could be somebody's parent. It could be like, they're like, well, I gave you life. When they think about you, I gave you life. And then they're thinking of all the battles that you've had and how they're able to push your buttons. You're able to push their buttons, and how you are very strong in this battle of button pushing, and why that would be a thing, I don't know. And they're thinking about like, if this is like a parent or somebody that, like, I heard groomed you. That's not a good thing, obviously. But they're thinking about how when they had more control over you, or you had no sovereignty, how things worked really well, how they were content, and they had this little halo around them and things like that. So they could be romanticizing their life, or the past that you had together. That could be a thing with you guys. If this is not a life giver, this could just be indicating that maybe perhaps they see you as being a fighter and that you are a parent and that you are someone who is going to protect those that you've given life to, and as you should, right? And I'm looking at all the stained glass, presumably, and all the intricate work right here. And it could be that you've labored really hard to achieve this, that you've broken a lot of barriers in order to become this. One moment, please. As we take a sip. So, okay. The devil. Okay. So this could be Capricorn energy. And this could be stating, like, when they think about you, they're between a rock and a hard place, and they wish they could just, like, tie you up and shut you up and get you to see reason. And even, like, mesmerize you, right? With the two snakes coming together, it's almost like eyes in the sky. And Saturnian energy as well. A lot of this is one of my favorite cards in this whole deck, actually. Sorry. And maybe something about your throat chakra needs to be cleared up when they think about you. Is that they need to communicate clearly, but they need to get you to sit still and answer. and they think that doing this by force will get you enlightened, okay? I don't feel like this person. It's like they have control issues. They have control. They want to control the narrative. They want to control, they want to massage an idea into your brain. All I'm hearing is also all in your head. It's all in your head. They want to, they're like, did I not bring you flowers? Am I not good to you? Grooming. This is like grooming still. So grooming doesn't always have to be sexual, although largely it is. But this is inappropriate grooming. This is like, well, I'm your bestie. I'm your parent. I'm your significant other. Don't I provide a room and a board and a place for you to live and safety within these walls? Yeah, again, safety. Did I not provide, all the things in order to protect you from the outside world, from all the bad things? Did I not fight for you? But they did not give you autonomy. They didn't give you, they failed to see that they're not giving you the ability to make a choice and to speak freely. They don't want to hear, look, this person has a gag. And how much can this child speak? Not much. They want to keep you entertained, right? So when they think about you, they want to kind of deflect. They want to keep you entertained. They want you not to see the control that they have with an iron fist, or that they're trying to exert. They're trying to put you in a really bad position to where you have no autonomy. You have no voice. That maybe you revert back to being that little child that you once were when they had control over you. If this is a marriage, they want to regain control. When they think about you, they want to duke it out and put in a discipline and establish what I'm hearing is law and order in order for you to once again submit and behave and acquiesce. I think that's how you pronounce it. Back into the same form that you were in when they had control. So they want you to recognize them as the ultimate authority. But instead, I feel like when they think about you, they're seeing like that you have incredible strength. You're on a horse. And it's like you have, your strength is your autonomy, and you're not willing to give that up. And therefore, like their agenda, their designs, and there's a lot of green. I feel like there's a lot of green with envy is what I'm getting. And with a butterfly right here, a lot of transformative energy as well. When they think of you, they feel like they get snake eyes. They feel like jealousy. They feel like a desire to control. And it comes across as like in a form of passivity, right? The devil is nothing but a liar, right? And so I feel like they're like, well, look at, this flower's beautiful and you could still smell it from here. And you don't need to just nod if you like that, and they want to retain control. And it's like, look, you might be between a rock and a hard place, but it's really warm and the lighting is good and it's vibey and you're insulated and smothered. I get smothered. Let's see what else we have right here. Cross path. Yeah. A mismatch of intention, clashing perspectives, a journey misled, and seeking alignment. Yeah, this person wants to seek alignment with you, but they want alignment according to what they say and how they see things. And I feel like you're not having it. You're willing to duke it out. Fiery balance. Embrace intense forces. Offset turmoil and stabilize with calm resolve. Yeah. And I feel like you absolutely have like every right to be angry and fiery about this, because somebody wants to tie you up. Somebody wants to hem you in. Somebody wants to put a boundary around you to the point where it's like you comply. You do this. No, you behave this way. Remember? Whoop, distracted. Get distracted. Remember when I used to take care of you? Remember when all these things. But things were good for them. And that was appropriate role for back then. But these two things are complete opposite roles. This is not appropriate. This is not appropriate. Is that child grew into adulthood and now they want to like rope you in, hem you in, and shut you up. That's just not going to work. Whether a marriage, a relationship, whatever. It's not going to work. You have misaligned intentions and agendas. They do not line up. And that's why it's always a battle with you. That's what they think. Yeah, 3 fire. They're waiting for their moment to make a move. And the 10 of water. Yeah, this could do with family. I keep getting that. And it's like all the waters have, spilled. All the cups have spilled. It's a big, big mess is what they feel. And they keep waiting for their ships to come in, but they're in disguise. They're not willing. They're wanting to say, well, I come in peace, but you don't even know what their real agenda is, which is this. Look. I come in peace to leave you in peace, says. I want to tie you up, prevent you from moving, right? You can't move forward. You can't move away. Nothing. I want to bring you flowers. I feel like there's a lot of fakeness, a lot of facade, a lot of like internal dialogue, a lot of trying to massage your brain, a lot of trying to like tantalize you. Well, isn't this cozy? Isn't this place, this rock that you're sitting on, incredibly cozy? And you're so taken care of because you don't know what the big bad world has in store for you. And I'm a protector and I can, do these things for you, but they're waiting for their chance to move. So I feel like largely this is family or somebody you considered family. I feel like there are many, many battles and they're willing to kind of duke it out. But they're like, I'm going to win this. I'm going to rope you in. Things are going to be the way they were when they were. They have a skewed perception right here. I don't feel like that's at all changing. They feel like sad that things were not still the way they were when they were. More about this person. Yeah. They want to take a journey. They want to journey to you with the number 10 and the 10 right here. It's like an ending and a new beginning. They want to retain and attain a new beginning with you, but they want to break down those walls, those barriers. What they don't understand is that they are the wall and the barrier because their intentions are misaligned with who you are. Okay. There's no respect for autonomy, distant horizons. They want to set an anchor with you when they think about you. They think that maybe you're like way up in the clouds. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Interesting. Something about your strength. It's almost like they feel like it's a battle of wits. It's a battle of who's stronger. On the distant horizon, they're hoping that things can change. They're trying to get a bird's eye view. But they're definitely trying. They see that you drop them like an anchor. Right? That anchor is not clipped to this ship any longer. And instead you have like a smaller one and a different one. And I've actually never noticed this seahorse right here. I love the seahorses. So that could be like your spirit animal. They are little fighters. They are fierce, but they're very autonomous. They don't need like a male or female because they could become whatever they want in order to reproduce. At least that's what I read. And then house. Yeah. And it's almost like my house in the middle of the street. Is that how the words go? I don't know. But it is now. Our house in the middle of the street. Something about this. And with the number 220, with a 2 reducing to a 2. I don't really know what that means. Let's see a little bit more about that. We are 15 minutes into your reading. Pile number 3. Show me what I need to see about this person when they think of thee. When they think of you, baby. Why is this house here? Look, another triangle. 7 of 5, that you're incredibly defensive. You're going to defend your home. Your home can be anything. It could be like a structural home, right? You are defending your freedom. This is crowning you. It's like nobody's taking my freedom away. The audacity to think that you can hem me in, that you can massage. Look, and I even think that this person would go as far as to devise a plan like, oh, well, I'm not feeling too well. I'm sick and I need this and that. Well, we've always been a team, that kind of a thing. Remember when I was here for you? Yeah, when you were a child, when you were helpless, when you needed that kind of help. But now you guys should be on even playing fields or level. There should be nobody tied up. And I feel like you're fighting for your life. You're fighting for your freedom right here. It's a 7 of fire right here. And it's like they want to continually come at you. Something with the house right here, right? Let's see if we can get more right here. It's like they want to use your strength against you. I feel like this person's manipulative. Yeah, they expect things from you. It's like, again, that's what I said. You remember when I expect you to come towards me, journey towards me, make the effort. Things need to end the way they were. Don't be leaving your anchor there and then sailing off. We're a family. We are a team. You remember when we are married now. We've been married. You can't like just quit and throw in the towel. You can't divorce, whatever this is. This 10 of Cups reverse is like a broken home, a broken oath, that kind of a thing. You have them all up in their head. How can I devise a plan? I mean, they're getting creative with the little arts and crafts pens right here. And then I feel like great fortune. Yeah, they feel like maybe roping you in would change their fortune. I hear destiny swapping. I hear jealousy. I feel denial as well. Yeah, poverty. They could feel like they've been in poverty or they are in poverty. They're in lack. But this also reminds me of like an easel, a tripod for an easel, like this. Let me devise a plan. Let me tell you I'm destitute. I've got nothing. I'm homeless, that kind of a thing, in order to manipulate. Look, bad health. So bad health could be coming up. It could be a real thing, or it could be devised. It could be strategized. It could be weaponized. What else? Yeah, toil and labor. They are thinking about maybe what it is that you are working on, or they're toiling and laboring in order to change a narrative. Occupation and the privileged ladies. So they could think that you are the privileged person, whether you're a man or a woman. Doesn't make a difference. Something about your occupation right here is coming into play. Something about a home. They could be thinking about like, well, let's, move our lots together. We have a home. We've always had a home together. Or this could be a husband and wife. One lives overseas and one lives, whatever. And you aren't in separation. Or your work took you to 2 different continents, something like that. And they're like, well, you need to come back because we're a team. And then you find that you're happier without this partner or whatever. So all the things are here. You guys let me know. Yeah, there's a harsh light on your occupation. So whatever it is that you're doing with your hands, you could be a tailor, you could be a tarot reader, you could be a seamstress, you could be somebody who puts puzzles together, you could be a detective, whatever this is, you work hard. You labor hard, and it's evident. With this lamp, I feel like they have the lamp of harsh scrutiny upon them, is exactly how I'm hearing this. The number 12 reduces to a 3, right? It's like collaboration, cooperation, alive, 3, 3, 3, 3. Right here, 3. Hello. Yeah, all the 3s are coming into play right here, another 3. So they want to cooperate. They want to collaborate. They want those cogs in the wheel to get close enough that they engage. They want to engage you in some kind of a fight, some kind of a brawl. And keep in mind, whenever you like fight with someone, there is a beginning, a middle, and an end. But it's like the culmination. There's like the fight, and then, oh my gosh, and okay, let's smooth it over. And there's a fake time where you're like in a lull in the honeymoon stage where we're getting along and things are going so well. No, it's been swept over the rugs, swept under the rug, that kind of a thing. So you could have endured a lot of fights, a lot of battles, a lot of arm wrestling. This person could push your buttons. You could push theirs. There is a reason for that, by the way. So whatever's going on here, I feel like you have been ignited. You've been initiated. And by the same token, so have they. Now, each has chosen a different path, obviously, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that these paths have to conjoin once again. It could be the respect of autonomy. You got your opinion. I have my opinion. Don't force me to comply. Don't manipulate and don't lie is what I'm hearing. Okay. Because this person, maybe they are in bad health, but they can, it's almost like leaving the window open for you to fly away. That kind of a thing. That's how they feel. And they think that if they weaponize it, they can leave the window open, but you'll come and play nursemaid, or you'll be the caretaker, or maybe perhaps on the flip side, maybe you're the one who has experienced like ill health. It's not a prediction. This would be already happening, or you would know about it, or it is already a thing. Okay. but maintain your strength, your structure. I feel like they want to convolute and make things complicated, but make it look really, really pretty. In the end, you know, trying to hold somebody down against their will is not pretty. It is not good behavior. I mean, you know, it's a prison. It's somebody trying to enforce their will upon you. It's manipulation. It's a lack of integrity. It's a lot of things. But least of all, it's something that you're going to want to do, I feel, based on the cards, of course. 10 right here, reducing to 1, new behaviors. This is like brought out the fight and flight within you both, okay? And so you're conducting it differently. Doesn't mean you need to come together. It simply means that it brought out something very powerful in each of you. And you each are really responsible for dealing for your own ish. The number 2222 on camera right now. That is all I have. Much, much love. Until next time, namaste.